you ever wondered how hot the mascots at Walt Disney World must get in the human Floridian air? Or how they can dance around and wave without ever seeming to get tired? I never really paid much mind to it. I always wanted to believe it was just the Disney magic that kept those poor people in those burning costumes.
So is this like a joke?
But like most things,
What makes you ask that?
unfortunately, it's just not that simple.
Have you ever realized or have you ever thought how hot the sexy mascots get at Disney World in Florida? The humid, Florida air.
Yeah, it seems like a useless description of a creepypasta.
Along with my mom.
Is this a creepypasta?
Or is it some guy just like explaining his time in Disney World when he was a kid?
I thought it was like a liberal video, like you're not using humane conditions with your employees, Disney World.
Oh, I was thinking it was like a free the nipple movement. Like,
oh, okay.
Yeah, like they can wear the giant heads, but their boobs can be free.
Yeah.
Me, my mom, and my sister were all huge Disney
Should have been
fans.
mother,
And when I
sister,
say
and I,
huge,
whatever.
I mean
It's a creepypasta, we can forgive the
Disney
grammar.
memorabilia was all over our home. Seeing Disney movies on an opening night and day. Anything Disney, we've done it. That's one of the reasons why
Disney sucks, dude.
this story is so painful to tell, along with many others.
I think that's the point of this video.
My uncle
What?
Rick,
Like,
on the other hand,
This is
wasn't
somebody's like
such a big
coming of
Disney
age
buff.
like creepypasta where he was like a huge fan of
was the
Disney in the
opposite.
90s, and then he has to
He was a very
realize, like,
religious
come
man,
to terms with the
always
fact that it's
rambling
complete
on
crap
with his
now.
stories about the good old days when he was a teacher at some Sunday school.
Well, maybe this took place in the 90s.
Uncle
Did you
Rick
ever
was
think of that?
significantly older than my mother. They were
No.
12 years apart, I think.
It was at some
was
Sunday
never
school, and
religious.
I can't be bothered to,
Now,
ask him which
that
one it
didn't
was.
affect my relationship with my Uncle Rick. He
Uh-oh.
was a great man. Always happy, funny, and he just had something about him.
Did you hear that?
He's so funny.
I couldn't have asked for a better man to be my mother's
To
brother.
be my bride. I mean, what?
My Uncle Rick had always had his likes and dislikes about Disney World.
Let's hear
His
him.
dislikes consisted of the unnatural happiness of the people there.
Unnatural
Crowds,
happiness.
the loud
Yeah.
sounds, the rides. I don't know how we couldn't have loved Pirates of the Caribbean either. And especially the way the people in those mascot costumes had to stand there for extended periods of time in the blazing heat,
It's their job.
just so the people could get a picture with them.
It's their job. They get paid to
I
do
tried to
it.
explain to him
Yeah.
that it's their job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
you
wasn't
go.
any danger. But he would always find a way to counter my argument.
With what?
And his likes consisted of...
He countered
the
it with
turkey
what?
legs.
Oh, I guess we'll never
Even
hear
though
it.
he would
Yeah.
still complain about how they were...
I mean, just trust me, it countered. I can't be asked to think of a counter argument to put in my story. That's not true.
It was obvious
He was
the
just a
only
prick
reason
for
he
no
was there
reason.
was because he wanted to spend time with us.
Hey, prick, Rick. I get it.
This particular trip to Disney
Slick
World
Rick, actually.
Uncle
was
Prick.
different, though.
Uncle Prick.
Everything was fine and dandy until we pulled up to the Walt Disney World gate. You know, the one that greets you at the entrance of the Disney property.
Yeah, that one.
I
That
noticed that he
famous
had an uneasy look on his face as we passed under it.
What?
And then he got unusually quiet up until we had already parked and left the car. Instead of talking about his usual stories of the good old days,
He just
began
kept
to
asking
talk
where the
about a much
bathroom
darker
was.
subject.
He seemed like something was bothering him.
He looked like he had to
It took me
take
off
a
guard.
huge shit.
Maybe it was the
Considering he
Taco
never
Bell we
brings
ate
up
before.
that subject,
From the
he
car
just
right
told
here.
us not to say it.
Speaking of which, I didn't feel
I
that
just
great
looked at
either.
him as he was talking about the suffering that goes on down there.
And Suffering's a
How
good,
he
a
hopes
pretty
we
good
never
game.
have to
Yeah.
experience anything like that.
No, he's talking about it in a bad light.
Mom, when she overheard his ramblings, abruptly told him to cut it out and just be happy that you're here. I had never heard my Uncle Rick talk like that.
I don't
He'd
blame his
always been
mom.
so
It's fucking
joyful.
annoying.
Yeah.
And I could tell from the tone in his voice that he was genuinely concerned. But I just couldn't
Wait.
figure out what had gotten into him to make him that upset.
Okay, so they don't know what
I
happened
also
yet.
couldn't get what he said out of my head.
No, he's just upset for no reason.
I don't
And it's
want
annoying
him
his mom.
to ever experience
I wanted to
something
go to
like that.
Orlando Studios, but we went to Disney
didn't
World
know what he
instead.
meant.
We
He
went to
seemed very
Orlando
unlike
Studios in
himself.
them good old days.
He was sad, not frustrated.
They didn't have
not
mascots
annoyed.
standing out in the heat.
Sad.
Oh, back in Texas, the mascots didn't complain about the heat because they took super male vitality.
Alex, this is an Alex
Talked
Jones
for
rant.
about an hour and a half, but I wasn't able to enjoy any of it considering I was concerned for Uncle Rick the entire time, and we'd gone on a few rides. Uncle Rick usually tends to go on the rides with us, even though he doesn't exactly enjoy them. But this time, he refused to go on any, and he just sat near the exit waiting for us to get off.
He looked sad.
He was pouting like a child.
I know, that's what I was imagining.
Sit down with Rick.
Like he's got his arms
I took a
crossed.
seat next to him, and we just
His
sat
cheeks
there
are puffed out.
quietly for about a half hour. If you've ever been to Disneyland or Disney World, then you know how long the lines get.
I do.
Well, I haven't been, so please explain it.
He muttered something to me.
Well, now I have no
I said,
reference to how
trying
long
to
they are,
direct my
thank you.
focus to him. I was told something bad would happen today. I could barely understand his quiet voice over all the commotion around us. What? By who? I said urgently back to him.
Oh?
Something unholy, he said.
I realized Uncle Rick was off his meds again.
My heart dropped. This isn't my usual
Uncle Rick was hitting the
Rick
ball.
talk. This Uncle Rick was just a sad, miserable shell of himself.
Damn.
When my sister and my mom finally got off the ride,
It's not
I
nice.
remember
That's not a
looking
nice
up
way to
and
talk about
seeing
your
my
uncle, man.
joyful mom staring down at me. I had been so genuinely sad that my Uncle Rick was so miserable that I too had been crying, though I didn't even notice until my mom
I
shouted
have
at me.
empathy, trust me.
Seriously?
I'm
You
not a
two?
sociopath.
You've got to be kidding me. Do you know how much goddamn
Like
money
my
I
mom.
spend at this place
Yeah,
just so
listen
you can
to
have a good
her.
time? That's when I realized I was in the happiest place on earth,
Not
and I
really.
was still crying.
Apparently not, if you feel like this.
Yeah, what the hell?
I stood up and said, "You're right. Let's go ride Space Mountain. You coming, Uncle Rick?" I remember the look he gave me.
Yeah, sure, like any family
It's a look of
actually
absolute
talks to each other
sorrow.
like that.
I remember the face he gave me, like he
I
wanted
felt
to ride.
guilty
Get out
as
of my
he
face,
slowly
mountain.
pried himself from the bench. On our way over to Space Mountain, we came across a Mickey Mouse mascot giving out autographs and taking photos with excited children. My sister, who was younger than I was, begged my mom to get a picture with Mickey.
Yeah, of
My
course,
mom
Mickey's
gave in
the
and we
titular
walked over.
icon of Disney.
I kept looking over my shoulder to check on Uncle Rick, whose pace slowed as we approached the mascot. My mother and sister stood in line eager to get a picture with Mickey. I, on the other hand, was still about 10 feet from them.
Oh, I get it.
Rick,
He's
I
afraid to
felt
go
almost
over because
angry at my mom
Mickey
for
is like
not
Ricky now.
sympathizing with her own brother, even though
I'm just
something
trying to
was
put this together,
obviously
like what's going
seriously
on.
wrong with him. I stood there waiting for him. When he finally caught up, I grabbed his hand to try and assist him over, but as our palms met, I noticed that his hand was shockingly cold.
As cold as
I
death.
gasped as I jerked my hand away in shock.
Are you dead, Uncle Rick?
Uncle Rick, are you okay?
Yes,
I
he
said to
said.
him in a shaky voice. He just stared at me.
Oh
His
man, that's
face
so
was
creepy.
different than I'd ever seen it before. It didn't look like my Uncle Rick at all. It looked like the epitome of misery.
Epitome, that's a big word
I
for a
wanted to break
creepypasta,
down
right?
crying. I've never seen such a disturbing sight in my life.
How does a
and not
human
disturbing in a way
being,
that made
like,
me frightened.
literally look
It
like
was
misery?
disturbing in a way that affected
Other than,
me
like,
as a
they're
human
sad looking.
being.
Yeah, like,
In
I
a way
don't
that I
know.
know I'll never be able to forget.
Maybe he was like dehydrated from all the like Taco Bell
My mother
diarrhea
grabbed
he
her
had when I
arm.
got there.
We need to leave now.
He just didn't add that in the
She
creepypasta.
just looked at me with a puzzled expression.
You
on
just
her
assumed
face.
you'd know.
No, we don't. Your uncle is fine. He just...
Look at him.
She stopped mid-sentence and looked behind me with a shocked
And he's like got a
expression
gun to
on
his
her
head.
face.
He's fine.
I was hesitant to turn around because, by the look on her face, I knew what I was going to see was going to be bad. I never could have imagined how bad it was going to be. I finally convinced myself to turn around.
What'd you see?
Before me, I saw my Uncle Rick standing maybe 15
With
feet
his
away.
cock out.
He was
Slowly
looking at the
stroking
Mickey
it.
mascot, and the Mickey mascot was looking at him.
Stroking his
Then I
cock.
noticed that the Mickey's body was facing the opposite direction of the Mickey's head.
Whoa!
I couldn't understand why
The
they would
mascot
stop
had the
like
head
that.
turned around. That's
All the
impossible.
Disney employees have
That's
put a stop
scary.
to this. What was happening? That's when it happened. In an instant, the Mickey mascot let out a deafening sound that resembled 1,000 people screaming. I cut my ears trying to drown out the noise, but it was no use. Just as soon as it started, the noise stopped.
Oh, okay. That's real creepy.
So it cut off real fast.
The Mickey was no more than 2 feet from my face.
Whoa!
Well, he like teleported over to him.
Just to be creepy.
And he stretched out his arms. So you want to give me a hug, little buddy?
Hey, kids!
There appeared to be hundreds of bloody human teeth filling the gums of Mickey's mouth. The skin of the mascot was gray, and the material looked aged.
I didn't notice that before for some
It
reaon.
was hyper-realistic skin.
In a voice that sounded like 1,000 people talking at once.
Hey, kids!
Test for what's to come.
Is this supposed to be scary in this melodramatic fucking voice?
I hope.
It makes it goofy.
In the blink of an eye, the Mickey was standing in front of my Uncle Rick.
Oh no. Not
The
Uncle
mascot's
Rick.
head was slowly lifted off of the body by some unseen
Look what I can do, kids! Whoa! As his head lifts off the body.
And his blood pours out.
and spilled down the body of the mascot.
That is what's
My Uncle
happening.
Rick started screaming bloody murder. And then something happened.
Uncle Rick finally
I'm
had
not sure
emotions
what.
other than sadness that day.
I turned my head and covered
Everybody
my
else
ears
at the
and attempted to
park
shield
was
myself
clapping
from
at
what
Mickey's
was happening to
performance.
my Uncle
How
Rick.
did he do that? They were saying.
I then woke up in a cold sweat on the concrete, screaming as my family and some Disney cast members crowded around me. I saw my Uncle Rick looking down at me with concern in his eyes.
So he imagined that whole
I
thing?
jolted to my feet and grabbed my Uncle
I don't
Rick by
know.
the
I guess
arm.
nobody else saw it, even though he
Please,
said earlier
Uncle
that his
Rick,
mom
we
did.
need to go. Please. He placed his hand on mine.
Didn't he say earlier that his mom saw it? Like she was looking over his shoulder and he was afraid to turn around?
told
Well,
me
maybe
with
that was a
smile on his
hallucination
face
too.
Oh, maybe.
Everything was okay.
It was a
I just
skinwalker.
fainted
It wasn't
from
his
the heat.
mom.
All of them are
Ooh.
skinwalkers, actually.
Oh, okay.
I know. I didn't faint. It took me a
Like
few
the guy
seconds to
who
come
was the
back to
Mickey Mouse
reality.
mascot, his skinwalker just knew to
When
go
I
to work
did,
and put the
I
costume
hugged
on and
my Uncle
everything.
Rick like
No, I
never
mean,
hugged
I think the
anyone
skinwalker
before.
itself is the Mickey. Like, it looks like Mickey
I sat
naturally.
down
Oh, okay.
in the cast members only area to cool down, even though I wasn't really that hot. They gave me some water and told me to relax. The paramedics will be here soon. I assured them I was fine, mainly because I just wanted to get the hell out of there. But my efforts were useless. The paramedics arrived and I was taken to the nearest emergency room.
The emergency room.
I was thinking that they were going to take him away in a straitjacket.
That would have been more fitting.
It's fine.
The emergency room, though, like, he passed out and then he woke up and then he's
I
fine.
know what I
Like,
saw
what's the
was
point?
real. I wouldn't just imagine that, and even if I did,
Mom,
nothing
the Mickey Mouse
imaginary
mascot, his head came off his shoulders and then blood came out, and then Uncle Rick.
stayed at the
Oh,
ceiling for
son.
2 hours.
She
That's
shakes
when
her
it occurred
head,
to me.
and then the paramedics come.
The place that they took me to sit
Guys
down
come in
after
in white clothes, taken away in a
supposedly
straitjacket.
Yeah.
was one of the mascot exits/entries. I felt
Slash
cold when I
entries,
recalled
what?
seeing a reddish black liquid
Exits
puddle on the
slash
floor in front of
entries?
the
Like, does that
entrance
mean
with a
it's
wet
both?
floor sign on it.
I've never heard the word entry. Oh, yes, I have. I've never heard it
I
used
saw
like that
coming out of the
before.
costume.
Like, I've heard, like, entry, I don't know,
My
entryway,
heart was racing.
whatever.
My palms were sweating. Was
I
trying
mean,
to
they'd
convince
usually say,
myself
like,
that
entrance in that
they were right,
situation.
and somehow I did faint, and that it was all imaginary. But then why the hell was that liquid on the floor?
What liquid was it,
I was
blood?
starting to panic when my mother
Maybe
slowly
it was,
walked into the
Maybe it
room.
was cum.
Oh, I was gonna say it was Uncle Rick's, like, diarrhea, he couldn't hold it anymore.
Oh, so he was near the bathroom that whole time.
Yeah. Oh, I see, this is all a hallucination from the bad Taco Bell.
Oh,
knew
I
something
get it.
happened to
Yeah,
my
or maybe
Uncle
they went
Rick.
to Chili's and, like, the chicken was undercooked, but they were like, I don't want to send it back, and they ate it
Put
anyway.
her hand in mine.
We don't want to be
She
impolite.
told
Yeah.
me what had happened. Every word felt like a knife sinking deeper and deeper into my heart. My uncle had shot himself that night.
Oh, I mean, it's not that
He
bad.
had
You
a
can just
Bible
go,
clenched
you
in
know,
his
to
hand when he did it.
Burger King or something.
He was dead.
His
I
uncle
knew why,
shoots himself.
but
It's alright,
nobody
son.
else
Would you like
would.
to go to some Burger King or
A
McDonald's?
happy, joyful, funny man like him doesn't just decide he wants to blow his brains out one night. No. Something happened to him. That mascot did something to him that I didn't see because I looked away.
touched
If
him.
I hadn't have looked
It
away,
touched his
I
cock,
could have
which was
saved him
exposed.
somehow. But now I can't.
And then it screamed like 1,000 voices at once at his cock.
And it started to suck on it.
Like 1,000 mouths.
When I moved out of my mom's house, I burned everything Disney related that I owned.
Uncle Rick had gotten the ultimate blowjob. There was nowhere to go from there, so he shot
I don't know
himself.
what I saw that day. Even though I can still see it clear as day,
Wow.
I feel sick every time I think of what happened.
I will remember him as
I
Uncle
don't look
Dick.
for answers. I never did.
You know how this is gonna end is,
I think knowing
to say,
would be
I'm no
1,000
longer a
times
Disney
worse
fan.
than remaining clueless.
I still like the
All I
classics
know
like
is
Aladdin and
that it
Beauty and the
seems
Beast, but
As if there's something other than
I'll
the
never
fun
watch a new
atmosphere
Disney movie again,
the job
unless, you know, like
benefits
my
that
mom
keep
makes me go to the
people working
movies
at
with my
Disney.
little sister or something.
Which she does
Maybe
every
there's
week.
something more
So,
to life
I mean,
than
I won't enjoy it, though.
something we will never
He protests
understand
while he's at the theater.
until we're dead.
Like, throws popcorn at the screen.
He sits in near the exit pouting
You
like
killed
Uncle
my
Rick.
Uncle Rick!
Maybe
Mom, Dad, I'm adopted.
was just
What?
a costume.
That's
Oh, I see it.
in the recommended.
Wait, oh, wait, did he just do that or something?
I don't know. Oh, man.
We didn't even listen to the ending of it.
I hope that video in the bottom right is like top 3 or like whatever, like worst, like not creepy pastas,
Let's
because
see.
it's got Ben, it's got Slenderman, and it's got Jeff the Killer.
No, just 101 facts about creepypasta.
Oh, okay. Well,
Maybe it's still that.
and then Alex Jones, like, have you guys ever heard about the conspiracy of the Mickey Mouse costume? They put it there as subliminal messaging to the kids. This is real stuff, folks.
And then he shakes the paper at the microphone.
It's all public record. We got it right here. You can look it up when you want to.
I'm not going to show you.
He just crumples the paper
Yeah.
and slams it down.
Yeah. Throws it behind him. But anyway, seriously. And then he talks about Trump or something. He doesn't let his kids watch Disney.
There's and up there in the corner, or not the corner, but in the second row, you got Mrs. Cunt Smuggler's Home.
Oh, yeah. The video that you never saw the light of day.
Oh, I guess that's that then.
That was